Well, I'm just trying to get the mainstream media to focus in on a very important lobbying group who have been meeting since 1954 in secret. And until just a decade ago, they wouldn't even cover it in the European press. And now they're starting to cover it heavily. And there's still almost no coverage in the United States. Just 4 years ago, the New York Times basically came out and said it didn't exist. And then I was at a hotel in Virginia imagining black cars and men in black suits. So, especially in the United States, the media doubled down and just said this didn't exist. And so we're saying, yes, there are power structures above government. There are corporate interlocking directorates throughout history that try to influence government. And we're in the midst of this major lobbying scandal here in the UK where this is being held. And we've got the limousines and black cars arriving right now, and people want to know what's going on in there. You've got government ministers with government regulators meeting in secret with the people they regulate. And then they put out a fake agenda of what they have a little question and answer session together a couple times in there. They give some speeches, but the minutes have been leaked out of here. They've been in WikiLeaks. They've been released to the National Security Archives. And it is definitely a group of powerful people in there trying to combine their influence to basically engage in insider trading, weapons deals, you name it, it goes on in there.
What's the New World Order?
Well, the New World Order is a lot of things, to a lot of people. I mean, Putin can call for a Russian-dominated New World Order. The Communist Chinese can call for a Communist-dominated New World Order. And they're all interlocking. But the Anglo-American establishment that Cecil Rhodes tried to establish and power access between the United States and England with European allies to dominate the globe, that's basically what the New World Order is. But it's corporate interest, robber barons, who aren't just anti-third world and predatory and social Darwinist. They're also attacking the populations within the countries and basically sucking taxpayer money out to their too big to fail programs and corporate welfare. So it's a bunch of tax avoiders and corporate welfare whores that are in there sucking off the public, and that's my big issue. We know what they're doing. We've gotten many of their minutes, many of their documents. We have sources. And we know that much of the group is basically what I would call mafia. Not all of them. There are a lot of people that get invited because the Bilderberg Group wants to influence policy in the media, wants to influence policy in different areas of corporate or academic governance. But in general, it's one of the more classically smoky-roomed, creepy type operations. The CIA basically in '54 got together with MI6, what was left of the German intelligence and some of the other European intelligence groups, and they met in Oosterbeek, Holland's Bilderberg Hotel to try to ram through the EU. This has all been declassified now. And the CIA funded, but it itself being given corporate directorship out of Yale and Harvard, that's the main groups that founded the CIA, to have kind of a corporate takeover of Europe and the UK. So it's not even so much the US took over England and Europe. A British imperial managerial system was adopted and deployed by a group of corporations to create kind of a global empire along the British model, but one that's hidden behind corporate veils, using U.S. muscle and strength to fund the corporate and then finally paramilitary takeover of Europe, the UK, and finally the world. And so you've got all the major power axis aligned together in Bilderberg. And of course, the world's more complex now. They've broken off into other groups. There's subgroups. But it's still one of the most important meetings of the Anglo-American establishment. And Carroll Quigley wrote an 1,100-page book. He was head of political science at Georgetown, Bill Clinton's mentor. He was allowed access to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, and the Bilderberg Group annals in the 60s, and wrote a book that was supposed to only be internal to the State Department, so State Department people could understand why are we funding the left and the right, and what's this dialectic synthesis. And
Can we do something a bit snappy, just
Yeah.
so we can get it in?
Yeah. What do you want?
Can you tell me about the theory of secret global government?
Sure.
1984, starting wars and the rest. Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory. We've gotten their corporate minutes. We've gotten WikiLeaks. Many of their own attendees have written books bragging that, well, yeah, we're establishing a global shadow government, but it's for your own good, is basically what they say. That they're the nice, loving experts and they know best and they need to be able to meet so that the greater minds can guide the world. But in truth, it's a bunch of corporate interest with government, academia, and regulators lining their pockets and increasing their power at the expense of everyone else. They're the ones that lobbied in Europe, the UK, and the US to get rid of derivatives laws. All of this, and then to sign the public onto they're too big to fail. And they're constantly lobbying for the authoritarian moves we see and this global standardization, this unity of purpose from Australia to the United States, from Canada to Germany, to England, Wales, Scotland. The same police state, the same policies, the same programs. And Rand Corporation writes publicly about this. It's a plan for a world government and a, quote, international paramilitary stability force to be in every country. No more national governments, no more local governments. If you've got local police, they're under the International Stability Force.
And this is all being planned here?
Absolutely. It's one of the key organizations where they're just fine-tuning on that larger plan.
Tell me about 1776.
The answer to their 1984 society is 1776 worldwide. The idea of people demanding their liberty, their freedom, and not having a bunch of special interest fat cats feeding on them. And their tyranny is going down. 1776 worldwide! Yeah!